Finally here! Made it! All right.
By now, and saw 3 words that left them stunned. Sold out every single size. Sophie Cunningham just landed in Indianapolis and hadn't played a single minute in a Fever uniform, and her merchandise vanished instantly. This wasn't supposed to happen for a role player. This wasn't normal, but Indiana fans aren't normal. They're making everyone else in the WNBA green with envy, and Sophie's jersey situation just proved music. At the moment Sophie Cunningham stepped into her press conference wearing that Indiana Fever polo, something electric happened. She wasn't just introducing herself. She was making a statement that resonated instantly with Fever fans. I'm feisty, I'm fierce, I'm sassy, I stick up for my teammates, I stick up for myself, and I think that's a good thing. Those weren't just words. That was a declaration. Sophie Cunningham didn't come to Indianapolis to blend in. She came to stand out, and before she even hit the practice court, fans were already
come here for the spotlight. I didn't come here to have more eyes.
Because it's absolutely mind-blowing. Sophie completed her press conference and immediately posed with her brand new #8. The Indiana Fever jersey is finally here. She posted her excitement. Obviously, the comment section exploded instantly. I'm getting that jersey. Where can I buy it? Take my money now. What happened next shocked everyone, including the Fever organization itself. Within hours, literal hours, fans started flooding social media with a completely different message. These jerseys are gone, everything sold out, can't get one anywhere. This wasn't an exaggeration, this wasn't marketing hype, this was reality. Sophie Cunningham had just finished her first gym session with Keith Porter, knocking down shots and getting familiar with the facility, and already her merchandise was disappearing from shelves faster than free food at a college event when I checked the official team store website this morning to see exactly what was happening. The numbers left me stunned. Let me walk you through the inventory situation in real time. Size medium, sold out. Size large, sold out. Size XL, sold out. Size 2XL, sold out. The only size remotely available, extra small, with the ominous low stock. 1 item left, warning flashing below it. 1 single jersey remaining in the smallest size offered. That's it. That's the entire inventory for a player who hasn't even participated in her first full team practice yet. This complete wipeout has merchandise teams scrambling behind the scenes. The digital shelves sit barren while fans happily dropped $130 per jersey to show their immediate support for Sophie Cunningham. $130 gone from their bank accounts without hesitation, without seeing her play a single second in a Fever uniform. What makes this even more impressive is the contrast. Check the website right now, and you'll see other players' jerseys sitting there in multiple sizes waiting to be purchased, but Sophie's, those disappeared faster than ice cream on a summer sidewalk. The merchandise department typically orders conservative inventory for role players, saving those big production runs for established stars, but Sophie's appeal completely blindsided them. I can practically hear the emergency calls happening right now. We need production doubled immediately. Sophie's jerseys are gone, all of them. Yes, even the extra large. No, I'm not kidding, they're scrambling like crazy to restock before the season even begins. The merchandise team is in full panic mode, trying to figure out how to capitalize on this phenomenon they never saw coming. This kind of immediate sellout usually only happens with league superstars or #1 draft picks, not for solid role players who just joined the team through a trade. This panic at merchandise headquarters reveals what might be the WNBA's best-kept secret. Indiana Fever fans aren't playing around.
Think that when this opportunity came about, when I first heard about it, I was so excited. Like I just knew that it was my time to get outside my comfort zone. The style of play that you guys are playing here, that Stephanie is going to bring here, it's run and gun, it's shooters, it's emotion offense, and so my eyes lit up like a Christmas tree. So when I just kind of heard what they were doing, and of course you have Caitlin, who's drawn eyes from all around the world, that was like, why would I not? Why not be a part of something great? You go from Diana and now you're going to a team who is going to be a contender for a champ.
And you know those critics saying Indiana fans are just jumping on the Caitlin Clark bandwagon? They're dead wrong. These fans are emptying their wallets faster than any other fan base in women's basketball, and it's making other teams absolutely green with envy. Let's talk about what's really happening here. For years, Indiana Fever fans have been painted as bandwagon jumpers or only interested in star players, but this Sophie Cunningham situation completely shatters that narrative. They're proving themselves as a force of nature in the WNBA, hardcore supporters who back every single player on the roster with both their voices and their wallets. What makes Indiana fans so different from other WNBA fan bases? While other teams' fans might post supportive comments online or debate game strategy, Fever fans are whipping out their credit cards and proving their loyalty with actual purchases. We're talking about a movement so powerful it's transforming the entire franchise. As Renee Montgomery from the Atlanta Dream astutely observed, Indiana Fever fans are built differently. They stand apart from supporters of other teams. When a player joins the Fever, they gain thousands of instant supporters who will back them 100% from day one. Think about it, Sophie hasn't even played a minute in a Fever uniform yet, but fans are already treating her like a franchise cornerstone in most markets. Role players barely move merchandise until they prove themselves on the court. But in Indiana, every player is valued, every player is celebrated, and every player sells jerseys. The impact extends far beyond selling extra jerseys. This passionate fan support is transforming the Fever into a destination franchise. Players around the league are taking notice. Who wouldn't want to play somewhere where you're instantly embraced, celebrated, and supported with both cheers and financial investment from the fans? That's the real story here. Indiana Fever fans are creating a culture that's enviable throughout the league. They're showing that true fandom is measured in commitment, passion, and yes, merchandise sales. And right now, no other WNBA fan base is matching their intensity. This is a full-blown crisis for the supply chain. Fever fans are desperately searching for any Fever gear they can get their hands on and coming up empty. The production simply can't keep up with this explosive demand, and fans are getting increasingly frustrated. To make matters worse, Caitlin Clark's signature shoes are nowhere to be found. Nike is sitting on what could be the most anticipated WNBA merchandise release in history, yet they're moving at a glacial pace. Fans are practically begging to hand over their money, credit cards in hand, but there's still no release date in sight. If Sophie's jersey sold out in hours, Clark's shoes will disappear in seconds. As one industry insider put it, she had the craziest momentum we have ever seen with any athlete in history, and the fact that Nike did not capitalize on that is mind-boggling. They're the biggest athletic sportswear brand in the world, and we didn't hear a peep from them the entire season. This merchandise drought is actively sabotaging the Fever's growth potential. Every day a fan can't find the product they want to buy is another day of lost revenue that the organization will never get back. These are diehard supporters who are ready to make purchases immediately. The Sophie Cunningham situation should be setting off alarms at Nike headquarters. It provides irrefutable proof that the Fever fan base will buy virtually anything associated with their team. Yet, instead of capitalizing on this momentum, Nike's production limitations are creating an artificial ceiling on how much the Fever brand can grow. What makes this particularly frustrating is that fans are eager to spend. They're not complaining about prices or hesitating over cost. They're complaining because they literally cannot find products to purchase. This is a dream scenario for any business, except for one critical problem. You need actual inventory to sell. Nike and the Fever organization need to dramatically ramp up production immediately. More jerseys, more t-shirts, more hats, and yes, finally releasing those Caitlin Clark shoes. The current approach is leaving millions in potential revenue on the table while simultaneously disappointing the most passionate fan base in women's basketball. Remember how the narrative used to be, nobody wants to go play in Indiana. Nobody wants to play with Caitlin Clark. Those fans are just temporary. We came to find out when free agency arrived that everyone wanted to go to Indiana and play for the Fever alongside Caitlin Clark, and when they got there, what did they do? They started praising the fans immediately. Sophie Cunningham's immediate jersey sellout is just the latest example of what makes Indiana Fever fans truly special. They don't just talk, they act. They don't just tweet support, they purchase tickets and merchandise at unprecedented rates. They're setting a new standard for what support means in women's basketball. When Sophie first arrived, she wasn't sure what to expect. She knew about Caitlin Clark, of course, everyone does. But what she discovered was a fan base ready to embrace her with the same Passion, the same intensity, the same wallet-opening enthusiasm as they showed for their #1 draft pick. I've never experienced anything like this, Sophie told reporters after learning her jersey had sold out. To see that kind of support before I've even put on the uniform, it's incredible. The organization is scrambling to meet demand, but this phenomenon isn't slowing down. If anything, it's accelerating. Every new player signing, every trade announcement, every press conference creates another surge of merchandise demand that the supply chain simply can't handle. Industry analysts are watching with fascination. The Fever have accidentally created a case study in fan engagement that other teams, not just in the WNBA but across all sports, are desperate to replicate. How do you build this kind of passionate, financially committed fan base? What's the secret formula? There isn't one. This is organic. This is real. This is what happens when a community genuinely connects with a team and its players on a deeper level. Former players are noticing too. Tamam, a Catchings Fever legend and Hall of Famer, smiled knowingly when asked about the phenomenon. Indiana has always had special fans. The rest of the world is just finally seeing what we've known all along. Sophie's arrival seems to have tapped into something even beyond the Clark effect. Her straightforward and no-nonsense personality resonates deeply with Indiana basketball culture. When she declared herself feisty and fierce, it wasn't just words. It was an identity that matched perfectly with what Fever fans value. She's got that edge we love. One season ticket holder commented online, "That's Indiana basketball right there." The jersey situation has created something of a secondary market. Already fans who managed to snag one are receiving messages offering significantly above retail price. Some are holding firm, not for sale at any price, while others are reluctantly considering parting with their prized possession for the right offer. This isn't just about clout with a logo. These jerseys represent something bigger. They're tangible symbols of belonging to a movement that's reshaping women's basketball. Every sold-out item is another brick in the foundation of